Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Right now at 5, Bernie Sanders declaring victory in New Hampshire. But it's how the rest of the candidates fared, especially Senator Amy Klobuchar, raising eyebrows today. We'll have a breakdown of the results coming up.
A suspected DUI driver slams into a vehicle on Union Avenue, causing a chain reaction crash, sending more than one person to the hospital. We'll have the latest from where it all happened coming up.
It's time to play Cupid, not just for your loved ones, but local families caring for sick children. How your purchase today could make more than just their Valentine's Day sweep. This is Wednesday, February 12th, 2020. Good morning, it's 5 a.m. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. It's always a good day when we can start off talking about doors.
Oh, absolutely. It is 5 a.m. and we're already talking about that. We'll get to Taylor Schaub, who is live from Doors in downtown Bakersfield in just a moment. But first, we're taking a look at your forecast on this Wednesday, and things are looking pretty good outside for the most part. Vanessa?
Good morning, Maddie and Alex. Looking gorgeous for us today and for the remainder of this week. We're looking at a high of potentially 69 degrees today, and we're just seeing those sunny skies. Some lingering cloud coverage in those early morning hours, but it's going to clear up pretty rapidly for us. Right now, we're currently seeing 42 degrees here in the city, 55 in the humidity levels, and then 27 in our dew point. Calm winds out there for us, and we're not really looking at those watches or warnings for the remainder of today, at least. In our outdoor forecast, we can anticipate seeing even potentially a high of 70 degrees by 3 o'clock, and then we start to drop into those high 60s by 5 later this afternoon. In Tehachapi, looking at still chilly conditions out there, but we're seeing sunny skies later this afternoon, 25 degrees, 74% humidity levels, east-southeast winds at 7 miles per hour, a dew point at 18. In the outdoor forecast, similar conditions, just slightly cooler. Obviously, we're looking at those high 50s going into later this afternoon, and then it starts to get chillier by later tonight. 51 degrees by 5 later today. And then as far as what we're looking at this weekend, some potentially chances of showers. I'll get into the details coming up in our pinpoint weather forecast. Right now, I'm going to send it over to Alex for a look at traffic.
Vanessa, thanks so much. And here's a look outside for the first time this morning at the intersection of Rosedale at Mohawk. And as you can see, things are looking pretty good on that side of town. Everything else around the county also looking pretty good to start off your Wednesday morning. We'll have another check coming up in about 15 minutes. New this morning, 2 people were sent to the hospital after a suspected DUI crash involving 3 cars. Here's a look at where it happened last night, just before 7 o'clock. That is the intersection at Union Avenue and Brundage Lane. BPD says Kenneth Johnson was driving a truck down the street when he slammed into a white Camaro. That sent the Camaro slamming into a 3rd car. The driver of the Camaro was taken to the hospital with moderate injuries. The person in the 3rd car was not hurt. Johnson was also taken to the hospital for treatment before being arrested on suspicion of DUI.
5:03 now, a man's recovering in the hospital this morning after he was hit by a car in East Bakersfield. It happened on Eucalyptus Drive near Valencia Drive around 7 last night. California Highway Patrol says the man, who was in a wheelchair, was in a dark area outside of a marked crosswalk when he was hit.
It's just a good reminder for people to not be distracted, be aware of the road in front of you, because these things happen quick, especially in dark areas of roadway. You never know when there's going to be some kind of hazard in the roadway, so always be paying attention.
The man was seriously hurt. Investigators are still trying to figure out what led up to the crash. It's not clear at this time if drugs or alcohol were factors. 17 News is your local election headquarters. Tonight, the candidates for 4th District Supervisor will swear off in a live debate right here on TV 17 and online.
Here's a look at the 4th District. The area includes Delano, Shafter, Wasco, and stretches across the western parts of the county. It even dips into Arvin. 17's Eitan Wallace has a look at who's running and what they plan to bring to the job.
And the board to reconvene. The first item is roll call.
David Couch has served on the Board of Supervisors since 2013. He represents District 4 and is running to represent it for another 4 years. In 2018, its borders were redrawn following a lawsuit from the Mexican-American Legal Defense and Immigration Fund claiming the previous district lines diluted the Latino vote. Now the district includes Delano to the north, Arvin to the south, and parts of Bakersfield.
Gracias por venir. All right, man.
Challenging Couch for the seat, attorney Emilio Huerta. He is the son of civil rights leader Dolores Huerta.
I'm running to represent the 4th District here in Kern County because I feel that there's so much more that needs to be done. You know, when you look at the communities of Lamont, Arvin, these communities have been left behind.
He also believes county employees have been left behind. He says if elected, he would prioritize their pay.
Clearly, we need to take care of our county employees. There are many employees in many different departments, first responders, the firefighters, our service employees, administrative workers, our child protective service workers who haven't received pay raises in years. You know, so if we want to improve the standard of living for residents in Kern County, let's start with our own employees.
Couch said he did not have time for a one-on-one interview, but he did speak last week at a candidates forum where he praised the county's commitment to renewable energy. But the former Bakersfield City Councilman also said he would stand up for oil.
I think we should push back on this. We're just going to run out of oil real soon. I'm told by people whose opinions I respect, who are very knowledgeable, that there is more oil in the San Joaquin Valley in the ground right now than has been produced to date.
He also shared his thoughts on how to combat homelessness. Providing jobs, he says, is part of the answer.
It's well known that if they start receiving a paycheck, they walk differently, they act differently, and they become the people ultimately that they used to be or that they can become.
When voters see your name on the ballot this election day, March 3rd, what do you hope goes through their minds?
I'm hoping that when voters see my name on the ballot on March 3rd, that they'll see me as a true leader, somebody who has made a real commitment to this community.
It really gives me a good feeling to be in this job and to know that I'm making a difference. I want to earn your vote, and I humbly ask for your vote.
That was Eitan Wallace reporting, and you can hear more from these candidates this evening during our live 4th District debate. It will air live at 7 p.m. on TV 17 and on KGET.com. Jim Scott and Eitan Wallace will moderate.
It's 5:07 now and making news around the state. 3 women are dead this morning after getting stuck in a remote section of the Laguna Mountains near San Diego. That's according to Border Patrol officials. They say 5 women were trying to cross the border when they got stuck in the freezing cold. They called 911 for help yesterday, and it took hours for rescue crews to reach them. By the time they did, 3 of the women were in grave condition, and they later died. It's believed those 3 women died from hypothermia. Crews will return to the area this morning to recover their bodies.
Another horse has died at Santa Anita Park. This marks the 6th horse death at the track since late December. The track's website says the 6-year-old horse died on Saturday while it was training. Park officials are describing the death as sudden, and they're still trying to figure out the cause. 43 horses have died at Santa Anita since December 2018. Since then, the track has made a number of changes to increase horse safety. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office says it has found no indication of animal cruelty or criminal activity at the park.
Governor Gavin Newsom has appointed Senator Shannon Grove to his military council. Grove is the first female veteran ever to serve in the state legislature and the only female veteran in the Senate. She has served as a senator in the state Senate since 2018. She was also elected Senate Minority Leader last year. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and there's no sweeter way to celebrate than by buying a box of chews.
Yeah, so if you're looking to satisfy your sweet tooth while supporting some worthy nonprofits at the same time, you can head on over to the downtown Dewar's this morning or this afternoon for the annual Cupid's Challenge. That's where we find 17's Taylor Schaub, who is already there bright and early this morning, and he's got a look at where all that money is going to go to a worthy nonprofit. Good morning, Taylor.
Good morning, Alex. And everybody's coming out for one of these boxes, the famous box of Dewar's Chews this morning. You can get it for just $20. And we already had a woman come by. It's barely 5 o'clock in the morning. She got 11 boxes. And joining me right now is the event organizer, Valerie Mendeburo. Valerie, first of all, thank you for joining us. And thank you for putting this on.
It's early.
Yeah, it's very early. What can people expect if they come out here today?
So they can expect the handsome Bakersfield Police Department and beautiful to greet them this morning. But really, we're just trying to raise money for our local families who are going back and forth to and from various children's hospitals. We're, trying to raise funds for gas cards, lodging, any of the little incidentals that are falling through the cracks. So If you come out, you will be greeted by this amazing crew, and then you can get a box of chews for $20.
$20 for a box of chews sounds like a steal of a deal, especially on Valentine's Day. You can get it for, any sweetheart in your life. But it's really where the money's going, and you mentioned it. That's so important. $18,000 or over $18,000 raised last year. What does it mean to these families?
It's a parent's worst nightmare. I know as a mom of 4, I can't even imagine, and we hear stories every day. In fact, we're going to hear a story this morning of a really good friend of mine whose daughter was diagnosed with leukemia when she was younger, and then now her 13-year-old was diagnosed. So, typically you think these families are having to travel sometimes to CHLA once, twice, 3 times every week. So it really can help alleviate any of the financial burden that kind of comes with those illnesses.
20 years for this foundation, 6 years for this event, to make it to this point, to have it be as big as it is today. What does that mean to you?
It's so special. If you would have told us 20 years ago that we would still be kicking, I don't know that I would have believed it, but we're very grateful and we're very blessed, and we could not do it without all of the help from the community, that's for sure. We have we're very fortunate in Bakersfield to have such an incredible community, a giving community, that's for sure.
All right, Maddie and Alex will be out here all day, and if you want a box of chews, come to the downtown Juarez. Back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah. I love those things. They are delicious. Everyone has their favorite flavor, though. Is yours peanut butter? I think that's like the most popular one.
Well,
right?
It's the peanut butter and the caramel one. Those two are my favorite.
I really love the pistachio one, though. Now,
yeah, isn't that fairly new?
Mm-hmm.
That's
a fairly new one. Yeah. Few years.
No, the peanut butter one. I think it is everyone's favorite. But you know what's so funny is anytime I go out of town, I always bring and try to give someone a gift. I'll snag not even a box or just a bag of horse chews. Everyone is obsessed with it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a huge hit. So.
They're fantastic. All right, 511. A reminder now just to show you where this is all happening. The downtown Juarez, that's 1120 I Street. Again, we're going to be out there until 7 tonight. I'll be heading out there later this morning. Alex will be out there at some point. So we're all going to be out there throughout the day. Come down and say hi again and grab those box of chews for a great cause.
All right, 512 now, and a crackdown on hemp cultivation is coming to Kern County.
The unanimous decision by the Board of Supervisors coming up. Welcome back here at 521. A new ordinance cracking down on industrial hemp cultivation has been unanimously passed by the Board of Supervisors. It places new limits on hemp cultivation, requires permits, and establishes new registration and renewal fees. Before the vote yesterday, 5th District Supervisor candidate David Abbasi requested that the board hold off on a vote so that there could be more public input.
Thieves are caught on camera stealing an expensive car part from a local business. I want to show you some surveillance video from La Rosa Fruit Bars and Ice Cream Shop on Saturday. The owners of the shop say the thieves stole catalytic converters from its cars. You see a man that cut through the fence and slip under a delivery van. Then another man comes over to help, and they get away with the catalytic converter. The devices are needed to get rid of most toxins in vehicle emissions. Owner Norma Diaz says their vans have 4 converters. On Monday night, the thieves came back to steal the rest, damaging 2 more trucks.
The man accused of preying on women while posing as a rideshare driver pleaded not guilty in court. Nassef Regeb faces several charges, including kidnapping and false imprisonment. Police say he targeted women at local restaurants and bars. Regeb is also accused on similar cases in 2018, where police say he tried to lure women into his car while pretending to be an Uber or Lyft driver. Police say in one incident he was caught on surveillance video peeping into a home in northwest Bakersfield. He's due in court on February 24th. And this incident is a good reminder to stay safe while using rideshare programs. Uber and Lyft say you should always double check the license plate number and make and model of the car, as well as the name of your driver. The driver should also know your name. Plus, sit in the back seat if you can. And if you feel uncomfortable or unsafe at any time, end your ride or call 911. That's a really quick, easy way to do it. Just like, oh, who are you here for? And wait until they give you the correct name.
There's, sometimes I think we just take advantage of the fact that, it's so easy to do and you just request it and get in. But there's been so many stories where people are unsafe in these conditions, and so just take a moment of your time, not even a few seconds. I mean, it just takes that much time to make sure that you're safe.
All right, still ahead this morning, there's been a drop in the number of new cases of the coronavirus in China.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the danger is over. How many cases have been reported worldwide? Plus, how many people have died from the virus so far?
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back. If you're looking for a job, dozens of local employers are looking to hire. JobFest is kicking off this week in Lamont. 40 local employers will be at the David Head Center offering interviews on the spot. It's happening tomorrow from 9 a.m. until noon. Dress for success and make sure you bring your resume. Plenty of copies if possible. But it's not just Lamont. JobFest is making stops in several cities across the county. Bakersfield JobFest is scheduled for March 11th. In other job news, Golden Empire Transit is hiring today. Get Bus will have an open house while they look for new bus operators and cleaners. They're also looking to fill maintenance positions. It is happening at the Get Bus Boardroom on Golden State Avenue. It starts at 10 a.m. Goes until 4. You'll need to bring your driver record, which you can request from the DMV. New attractions mean higher prices for people headed to Disney theme parks. The higher ticket prices come as Disney California Adventure prepares to open its Marvel Adventures campus. Prices are going up at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World. For Disneyland, the most expensive one-day park hopper ticket will cost more than $200 for the first time ever. Annual passes are also expected to increase, but by exactly how much? Well, it depends on the plan you buy. Last year, Disney ticket prices went up 10%. Maddie?
All right, can't believe that. 5:28 now, still ahead in our next half hour here on Sunrise. Bernie Sanders claims victory in New Hampshire after the first in the nation primary, but former Mayor Pete Buttigieg is hot on his heels. Where the race goes from here, coming up.